Now to a mysterious case unfolding in Oklahoma tonight. A 911 call coming in overnight, no voice heard on it. The first sign that something was very wrong. 5 family members were then discovered dead in their home, a mother and father and some of their children, but 2 of their teenage sons tonight under arrest. Here's ABC's Ryan Owens.
Broken Arrow, Oklahoma has 1, maybe 2 murders a year. But tonight, this community is reeling from 5, the worst crime anyone here can remember.
It weighs a lot on, especially when the victims involved are juveniles.
11:30 last night, the 911 call comes in. It's silent, no one on the line. When police arrive to investigate, they see 2 young men running out of the back door of the home. Canines soon track down 18-year-old Robert Bever and his 16-year-old brother in the woods behind the home. Inside, horror. 5 members of the brothers' family found stabbed to death. Their parents, David and April Bever, their 12 and 17-year-old brothers, and their 5-year-old sister. 2 siblings survived the rampage. A 13-year-old sister is in the hospital tonight, and the family's baby, a 2-year-old girl, the only one left unhurt. Neighbors say this family has been a mystery for years.
They weren't real social. Their kids were homeschooled, so we didn't see their kids in school.
Tonight, 5 of them are dead, 2 accused of their murders. Police don't yet have a motive, one calling this the worst single criminal event in this town's history. Ryan Owens, ABC News, Katy, Texas.
I guess I ought to unmute myself. Good afternoon. We are back. It's another, rainy Monday here in the Midwest. I am Otis B. Dreds and at Bobby to Trill.
What's up?
Yeah, man, that was Trill.
That's Trills I'm going to be all day.
Man, boy. I'm not sure how this show is going to go. We are going to talk about the Broken Arrow killings in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Again, the family reunion has started. My sister, good morning, Claudette.
What's up?
Yeah, but we have been on a roll earlier. I mean, right before the show, I mean, we were actually just, a minute or 2 late because we were just going off about pretty much everything, society and mental health. We get into these deep conversations. Man, it just, it kind of, it didn't really throw me off, but it got me out of the Bever's case.
Yeah, kind of.
Leave it to Bever.
Shelley Duvall.
We are going to take a little bit different approach just in case there are any new listeners. We like a good, joke. We're jokesters, man. We and some of our humor is maybe, a little darker than others. So, do not be surprised if you hear some jokes when we're talking about these horrible cases. And there will be no disrespecting the victims or those, basically, if we're talking about, like today, we're going to be talking about a couple shitbags. And we may call them shitbags because they are. And I'm pretty sure everyone will agree. So just be aware of that. I don't want to catch anybody off guard, but hey, it is what it is because these guys are shitbags. 5 people murdered in this case, all family members. There is a really sad, disturbing, not as disturbing as the 911 phone call I've played in the in the past. Was it on this show that we played the 911 call?
Sean Great thing.
The Sean Great, yes. Got something in my damn eye here.
Finger.
It is my finger. You're on it today, Bobby Two Trill.
Figured it out.
She figured it out. Boy, we're problem solvers here. But a pretty disturbing 911 call nonetheless. And we're going to play that. I had that queued up whenever. But let's talk a little bit and get a little bit of overview, because you don't really have to go in, and there's not really a whole lot of details involved here.
No, not really.
I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. And there's a lot of I guess we could say societal beliefs that come out. Do video games make you crazy and want to kill and violence?
Yeah.
This same could be, speculated in this, which I think is complete bullshit anyway. Video games, music, watching abundance of serial killers and being, well, fascinated by the stories themselves. That's why
Yeah.
we talk about true crime, because we're fascinated and interested in it. And these two kids and the two brothers in question would be 18-year-old Robert and his younger brother Michael, who was 16 at the time. Happened in the middle of the night. Well, not really in the middle of the night, about 11:30 on July 22nd, 2015. And I was hoping, because one of the admins over there at Night Living Dreds Facebook group, which you're probably watching, some of you may be watching on now. One of our admins over there lives in Oklahoma, not that far outside of Tulsa, I don't believe. Or I believe, I don't believe. What kind of weird talk is that?
I don't know.
I haven't even had any monsters, man. I've been sucking on the Java all morning.
Yes, bro.
But I don't know. I'm making words up. But anyway, Broken Arrow is just a suburb kind of outside of Tulsa, not that far. And I tried to ask her if she knew about this. I'm sure she did. It happened back in 2015, as I mentioned. Police were alerted to this particular house by a 911 call, as I mentioned. I believe in that video, that ABC video played in the beginning, they said, a 911 call was made, but no one was heard. Allow me to call bullshit right now, okay? And this is why you should really, and not to get, too political, but this is why you should always question your fucking media. ABC said there was nobody on it. Now this 911 call was obtained through a FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act, if nobody knows. And of course, we have our first hater in the chat room. That would be Mrs. Dreds. She is giving me the big boo.
Oh.
So let's hear exactly no one being heard on this 911 call.
Okay, 911. Broken Arrow 911.
Wait, did I just hear help?
I think so.
Did you hear help? Okay. Then no one said help.
Hello?
Oh,
Hi, where are you at?
Broken Arrow, Oklahoma 7411.
What address?
709 Magnolia Court.
Okay. Are you the only one there?
No, my brother's attacking my family.
Your dad is attacking your family?
No, my brother. He has an idea stealing me. Oh, millions of people now.
Okay, who's attacking your family?
What?
Who's attacking your family?
Yes.
Who is it? Do they
I'll call them. No, I don't.
Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, what's going on there? What's going on there? Hello? Hello?
Now they're calling back, as they will.
Hello?
It did stop ringing, so somebody is there. That's what they were referring to.
Yeah.
The callback. What's your thoughts on that call, dude? My heart broke. This is a
Yeah, that's
12-year-old little
heartbreaking.
boy, Daniel, who was able to escape this rampage, which we'll get into how this thing transpired, because it happened pretty fucking quick.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
When it started happening, it happened pretty quick. To hear this little boy sit and help.
Yeah.
My brother's attacking my family, help. And then I was like, oh my God, what is possibly going on when the phone is snatched from him? Is because you hear him, you can't really tell what he's saying, but you can tell that there seems to be a little struggle, maybe with the other brother. I don't know which one it was that said hello.
Well, it sounded like the older brother to me, because I know the younger brother has kind of a, like a, what do you want to call it, like a lisp when he speaks or
Yeah.
something like that. Pretty distinctive.
So yeah, that was that's horrible. Yeah,
It
Kelly
is
said, Corey. Kelly said, and welcome, Kelly. Crushed me to find out he died during that call, basically begging for help. Yeah. And we're gonna get into, because it was absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised their arms didn't fall off with how many times these victims were stabbed. It is ridiculous. So upon not getting any response from the callback, of course, the cops, show up. Kind of a welfare check. We had to help a distressed little kid. We know some basics. Family is in danger. They get there. They don't even make it into the fucking house. There is blood in the driveway. There is blood on the porch. They knock on the door. They apparently hear a faint voice calling for help. That's when they found 13-year-old Crystal Bever. I'm going to keep saying Beaver because your old joke, leave it to Bever. And she was, when they found her, she was bleeding multiple stab wounds. They got her out of the house. She was one of the ones that, or the only survivor. I think she was the only survivor. Then they found Daniel Bever and 4 others who were all dead. And to go through the victims before we go on, David Bever, the father, he was 54, 28 stab wounds to the torso, face, neck, left arm, and hand. So to the hand and left arm, he was defending. Those were defensive wounds, which, of course, which that didn't go as planned with the father, which we'll get into that because that wasn't a part of their plan. April Bever, 45. She was the mother, obviously, killed by blunt force trauma and more than 48 stab wounds to the head, neck, torso, arms, and hands. Well, actually, they just say 48 wounds. It's not specific as stab wounds. So that could have just been a blunt force trauma. 48 wounds all over her.
Just swinging. Wherever it lands.
Wherever it lands until you stop moving. I mean, it's heinous.
Yeah.
This is fucking heinous, dude. Daniel Bever, the 911 caller, 12 years old. He was killed by 21 stab wounds to the back, shoulder, and chest. Christopher Bever, 6 years old.
6 damn years old, man.
Never had a fucking chance in this world. Killed by 28 stab wounds to the back, chest, shoulder, and lower leg.
Yeah. Fuck these guys.
The youngest of the victims was Victoria Bever, 5 years old. 23 stab wounds to both sides of her neck, at her chest, back, and upper arm. And then, of course, the injured Crystal Bever, 13. She was injured by a slit throat and stab wounds to her stomach and arms. Just let that fucking sink in for a little bit. Good morning, Chaos. The brutality. I think I even used the word in the description when I posted and scheduled this. Barbaric.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Man, it don't get any worse than that to me. You can name just about anybody who's a killer and stuff. That's right up there with the worst of them.
It really is. It's and the fact that they're 18 and 16 years old.
They're young and they planned this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
For what reason? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there were some motives to this that we'll get into. The plan in committing these murders that they had was to first take care of dad. He's the biggest one. They were going to do that with a crossbow or silent, a silent attack, get him while he's sleeping. And then go about, and I don't know if they were going to use a crossbow on the mom. I just heard the dad, and then they were just going to go down the line.
A damn crossbow.
A fucking crossbow. How do kids, basically, I call them kids, even though he was an adult at the time of the murders, I still call them kids. How did they get such weapons? Well, Michael, or Robert, I'm sorry, I get him a little mixed up with the age. Robert, the 18-year-old, he was working at a Christian like call line that you could call in and you could pray with this guy.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Man, I don't even know. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that.
I know. So he's good. People are calling him and they're praying and with them, and next thing you know. And the only reason that he did it, he said, was to raise money to obtain this arsenal, because their plan was to kill their family and go on a cross-country killing spree with at least 50 victims. It was their goal.
They were thinking big.
Good morning or afternoon, John. Sir John Hammond. John Campbell Hammond, his grandfather wrote Who Goes There, the original book that the thing was made
Oh,
from. Yeah. Yeah, we got a celebrity in there.
very nice.
I worked with him. He's a great guy. Thank you for joining, John. And that plan didn't go as, fucking planned.
Did not.
Here's the thing. I want to bring this up. How blind were these parents?
I'm saying, I mean, they were getting stuff like bulletproof vests.
Well, even one of their daughters is like, mommy,
Yeah.
they got all these knives. They're ordering, shotguns and handguns online. Mommy, Big Bubby he's got bulletproof vests. Oh, that's just something boys do.
Yeah.
It's not something I did. If I started ordering ammo and guns and just all kinds of weapons and bulletproof vests when I was, 18. Yeah. Granted, there probably isn't much my mom's gonna, but she would have a little more reaction, like, what's going on?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, even at that age, especially 16, I used to carry around like a 2-inch pocket knife, still do usually. And that was even frowned on by my parents. They didn't want you to have that, just for simple tasks. And nope.
Yeah.
We got to wait for a little bit to see how you're going to grow in life before we allow
right.
you to
we don't want to rush to judgment here. Yeah. I mean, maybe you're just going hunting. Great point, Kelly. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot. Remember, there was the 2-year-old baby.
Oh yeah,
that survived because they forgot, because she was sleeping in her little crib or whatever playpen, and they forgot about her. And they ran when the cops came to the door. Man. Their plan was, and thanks again for reminding me, Kelly, their plan was to fucking decapitate the 2-year-old.
Yeah. Oh my God. Thank God they didn't. Oh, if there's one blessing that can come out of that night, that's
if there's a silver lining, that's it right there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Wow. Going to decapitate a fucking 2-year-old. What would bring these teenagers to this? I mean, they were homeschooled. They seemed to be, the family did a lot of things together. They were very family oriented. There was talk, and Crystal had mentioned that I believe it's the younger brother, Michael, had a stutter.
Yeah.
And that there was some physical issues between the dad and the older brothers. Even Crystal mentions that because of this stutter, that David would sometimes, it was said that he would shake him and be like, don't say another word until you can talk right, and just being really like mean. So there was some maybe mental abuse there. And that I think is still in the area of speculation. Yeah. Even, I mean, some of the things, yes, I believe happened because there was witnesses from Crystal.
And I could see, over that much of a time, 16 years, there probably were spats. There is in every family.
Absolutely.
And when you're 16, I remember being 16. I remember when my brother was 16. He's older than me, but we both had issues with Pop. You think you know it all at that age, kind of deal. I'm sure there were spats, and he might have even shook him, with the whole speech thing. He might have. But I'm sure it was one of those things out of frustration. He probably apologized later, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? There's not much that I've come across as far as the dad's demeanor and that whole ordeal. But it's one of those things where I can't just take it with a grain of salt. Because what the surviving sibling had mentioned, there was some times where there was a lot of aggression between the dad and the brothers.
No excuse to me.
It's still no. I'm definitely not making
definitely, if he's got a beef with his old man, have the beef with your old man. You don't kill a 5 and 6-year-old kid. That's right. Really overboard, even for something like that. So I don't have no pity on him, really.
no. These
Really kinda
kids are
reason,
shitbags,
yeah.
and they deserve to get what what they get.
So yeah, but I mean, I see, people do use that quite a bit as a
But that
defense.
was that was kind of the motive, the only motive that I think they can really according to, and I'll just read through this here a little bit. This is about the motive and the background a little bit of Robert and Michael. It's from Wikipedia, so you can take that with a grain of salt. And neighbors said the Bever parents homeschooled their children, kept them from interacting with neighbors or other children. The family's lifestyle was reported to be so inconspicuous that some neighbors found out the full names of the entire family for the first time when the medical examiner released them. So they were very much reclusive.
Yeah, that's pretty reclusive.
Yeah. Neighbors also reported strange and unsettling behavior by Robert and Michael. Defense attorneys stated that David Bever, the father, was physically and verbally abusive towards his children, according to Crystal's testimony. Robert claimed that both of his parents were abusive to him and the other siblings. He said his parents would often talk about people they hated and would refer to the biblical Armageddon as a retribution, quote unquote, a retribution for everything they hated about the world.
Yeah.
So his parents, if going by that, we could have some fundamentalist type thinking here that has, gone down the chain to their how they discipline their children and the views of the world.
Yeah. But then again, you have the other side that's saying, okay, they're homeschooling their kids. Okay, and from what I've seen, they coddled them pretty well. I mean, these kids got pretty much whatever they wanted.
Sure.
They didn't say anything when they were getting bulletproof vests and ammunition and knives and stuff in the mail. So how much were they getting disciplined for anything?
Absolutely.
I would imagine it was probably the complete opposite. Just like the sister who has come up to her parents saying, hey, look, this is a little strange. I don't feel safe with these guys having these knives and stuff. Well, I'll bet you it was a parent saying, well, just let them do what they want so that they won't complain, so that they can be happy. That kind of deal. I don't know. It doesn't seem to me to be something that where discipline was a big thing. It just doesn't seem that way to me. I could be wrong.
No,
I don't live there.
That makes complete sense. Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Maybe just a Hail Mary, last line of defense in the courtroom. Oh, they were abusive. A lot of people say that stuff.
True story.
I wish they would have been a little more abusive.
Yeah, should have beat their ass a little bit more. Robert confessed to committing the familicide. I guess that's how you pronounce that.
Yeah.
Obviously, killing your entire family. He claimed that he and his brother planned the attack for some time and intended to commit a shooting spree outside of the family, hoping it would rival and even outdo the 1999 Columbine high school massacre.
All the things to aspire for.
I know. I mean, of all the people to look up to. Robert later confessed that he and his brother planned to dismember the bodies of his family, place them in storage bins, and hide them in the attic of their home. He also stated that they planned to steal the family car, shoot and kill 5 random people, each at multiple locations, and eventually achieve a body count of at least 50 people. Robert also stated that he admired serial killers, hoped to strike in locations outside of Oklahoma, and wanted to achieve a body count up to 500 people or more.
Can you imagine the influence one brother had to have over the other brother? You don't just have one gruesome killer in the house. You got another one who's willing to go completely along with you.
Right.
What are the odds?
Yeah. And there's an interrogation of Michael. They don't have one, or they haven't at least released it yet. I don't think you can find one. The only one you can find is of Michael, the younger one.
And it's disturbing.
And it is. And you can find this on YouTube. And it is quite disturbing. And it was, you know, the detectives interviewing him, you could tell that they were like, and, you know, because Michael's verbiage was like almost like he was talking like he was being forced and coerced because he did look up to his big brother. That was the thing. He looked, they were close in age. He looked up to him. I mean, that's just a normal thing.
Yeah.
And
no emotion whatsoever, though, as far as sadness or sorrow.
You seen the in the 911 call, they played the you know, they showed little, you know, pictures showing him Robert there with his still had his bulletproof vest on, soaked in blood, had this smirk on his face. One video I watched, the guy was like he just got an A on a test or something. He was, you know, blood and mud all over his face. Michael didn't have, as you know, really any blood on his face. There was mostly mud because their, you know, cross country killing spree didn't extend far out of their backyard.
No, that's where it stopped.
That's where it pretty much stopped. They got into some woods, a little wooded area. They released the hounds, and the dog pretty much drug. I believe it was Robert out, pretty much by his shoulder. They got pictures of that fucking dog latched onto his shoulder. They found them very, very quick, and they were not, it wasn't me. They were covered in blood. They didn't give a shit. Robert is claimed to have, when being put into the police car, obviously they escorted them to their new home behind bars in separate cars. It said that he turned and, you know, looked at his younger brother and says, "I'm proud of what I've done." You know,
insane.
So there was no denying it. And that's why I pretty much prefaced this whole discussion, you know, by saying it's pretty cut and fucking dry.
Yeah.
It didn't go on a killing spree. Thank God. It didn't, you know, extend far out of their backyard. It was bam, we got you nabbed red-handed probably 30, 40 minutes after the attacks occurred. Welcome, kid. Check the rhyme. 1 2 1 2. He said, they said, I don't know, is it he or she? I don't know. Did you see the one guy's prison photo? Looks like he's transitioning. What a segue.
Yeah, because we were laughing at that. Actually,
this was very funny. I am gonna find
and not for reasons why you would think we're laughing at it.
No, probably not. Let me get up the one.
I don't mind laughing at him.
I don't mind laughing at him either because he's a shitbag.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. There's that one. All right. I'm trying to find another picture so, you know, we can do like a little side-by-side comparison. That was Robert that is the
is that Robert?
What was it? The older one?
I thought it was Michael, but
it might be. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I saw when I first saw that, one person came to mind, and it just, he looks like somebody.
No, I think it was Robert.
It might have been. They both look pretty similar.
A little bit, yeah.
I just saw the picture, man.
Bam. All right. So I know I'm taking a minute here. Yeah, Kelly says they flat out said it was to be famous, not over the abuse.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Your family, man, little kids.
Okay, let me get this going here. This is crazy. All right. All right, that's what Robert Bever's looks like now.
How does that look like to y'all?
Right there. Now, yeah. Who does that look like? Now, Bobby, you kind of said this. Let me see. Did it go? There it is. Shelley Duvall. Look, there it is. That's the picture right there. Oh my God. Look at, all right, now.
I thought you were pulling up pictures from the movie and stuff. When
Now I'm gonna switch over to the tabs here. Bam. Oh my God, dude.
Oh man. We know who he idolizes.
Oh, he loves The Shining.
That's insane.
That is, yeah, that's just,
Man, it suits him.
it's not even right. What a douche-tard, man. I guess we know his role in prison. We know his damn.
Yeah, I think we know his role in the house too. Follower to his brother, completely gullible person.
Yeah.
Big fan of The Shining, apparently.
Big fan of The Shining. Oh, Kelly said, yeah, his fresh bangs were a cute touch, sick fucker.
They were. I mean, what kind of girl wears bangs these days?
I know,
man?
right? Either that, the mental Tanya joined us. She said the mental retardation is deep with that one. I like chocolate.
Yeah.
I like chocolate.
Do you guys know they serve chocolate in prison?
Yeah, cut my bangs. I like chocolate.
Yeah, that's what he does look like, that character.
I think so. Yeah, he's got the little things on there.
He's just making the most of what he's got. He's a bitch, so he's gonna play the role.
He's gonna play the role. I mean, and they deserve, like I said, they deserve everything they fucking get, dude.
Yeah.
As well as any of these guys that we've been talking about.
I'm gonna have to remember, if I ever start to feel even a little bit sorry for one of those dudes, just to go back and play the 911 call again.
That's all you gotta do.
That's it. I put it right back into perspective.
It really will.
Horrible, horrible people, man.
Absolutely horrible. As we mentioned, when the cops got there, they fled the scene. Headed to a wooded area behind the property. They were apprehended pretty quickly. One of the brothers spontaneously uttered, quote unquote, that the plans for the killings were stored on a flash drive inside the house. This flash drive was later retrieved by police when they searched the home for the second time. They also got his equipment. There was video surveillance cameras in the house that were not recording. They were basically put there by David, the father, to keep an eye on the kids. But they do believe that. Well, this says which they believe recorded the murders as they were located near the bodies. But no, I've found other, that didn't happen. It was later determined that the brothers had planned to make two videos, one depicting the bodies of their family that would be shown to investigators and prosecutors, the other without the bodies that could be posted online.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, they're trying to be famous, like Elliot mentioned.
Yeah.
That was their big goal. And I have to find this. Go ahead while I'm looking for this.
Are they famous in prison, I wonder?
With bangs like that, you're damn right. I mean, you don't have bangs like that and not be the center of attention.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
totally right about that.
people are walking in there going, "Damn, Shelley Duvall up in this bitch."
Sure does make an impression.
It really does.
You almost purdy.
You almost purdy. Take them glasses off, girl boy. Oh God.
Squeeze your boobies, girl.
Let me squeeze in boobies. Geez, see, now I'm got all sidetracked. Here we go. And let me see. I gotta find this real quick because I'll show you, man. This, I think it was Robert, man. He was gonna be a yeah, he was gonna be famous. And I'm gonna show you, I want to give you a little bit of a little clip of what we could have been in store for. Here we go. Watch this shit. Oh, let me make sure I turn this up. This is great. I don't. This guy was going to be a gangster rapper.
Of course,
and he was gonna make movies. And too bad he couldn't give any updates. Natanya had mentioned the mental retardation is deep with this Shelley Duvall character. Wait till you see this. Watch this. This is good.
Salute. Hey everyone, it's me, Cult Empire. In case you didn't know, you found me by accident, or you're expecting someone else. That. Why would you do that?
This guy's
Anyway,
hilarious.
This is the second first ever update, which I think is a major improvement. I tried a news report theme last time. That's not very vloggy, is it? So I'm being a little more chillinated. Scripting. I'm going to make my first skit soon. Can't show you a sneak preview or it would ruin it. It'll be like a minute long. It's going to be some good stuff. I think it's going to be hilarious. It's going to have a few props in it, which is the only delay. So, I came up with a couple of songs. They aren't parodies, though. They're some intense gangster rap type stuff I came up with when I was listening to someone's mixtape. I'm about that. Yeah. I had a parody song, but it's probably offensive, so I'm never going to upload it. Now I'm having to write a whole new parody song.
He is not Trill.
You can't explain that. Man.
He's
unbetrillable.
He's unbetrillable.
He's unbetrillable.
Juices flowing. All right. I also found out that Minecraft is compatible with Windows 8. I heard. I don't know how reliable that is, but it turns out it's just my laptop is a compact I've had for about 4 years.
Probably
Its graphics drivers are hopelessly outdated. So, speaking of hopelessly outdated, Minecraft 0.6.0 turned out to be a bomb.
Dropping knowledge.
He did, man.
Dropping knowledge.
Everyone knows that by now. But my brother lost his Ultimate Survival World because of the 0.6.0 Pocket Edition world saving glitch. It was awesome. The whole world had been mined out. It was a full-blown
World of Warcraft account.
City with streets and neighborhoods and a big city center with skyscrapers and hot dog vendors and mines and pollution. Or maybe I was just cleaning out my closet.
I see what he did there.
At some point, Robert became interested in murder and started looking.
All right. What do you think about that?
I think he's a cocksmoker. I don't think I like him.
He about that. I'm about that.
I hope that whatever prison he's in, that the dude, the most built, longest John dude in the prison, takes a liking to him looking like Shelley Duvall. And he gets bored out like a fucking madman, just balls smacking against balls. He could call him his labia if he wants, but those are balls that's going to hurt, and I'm glad.
I'm so happy.
Hope the dude's got like fucking 3 feet of foreskin.
He looks like a school teacher from anywhere in California.
Facts.
Oh man, I got a pretty funny family, man. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't get this from nowhere. No, that's facts. So, bam, he bout that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Authorities did say the killings were the quote-unquote worst single criminal event in Broken Arrow history. They were averaging 2 murders maybe a year.
Yeah.
They doubled that in a matter of 30 minutes.
This meant so much to them that they tore the damn house
down. They tore
They
the fucking
gone
house down.
and made a park there so people can go sit and reflect and stuff, which I think is good on the town. You know, you want to get rid of memory like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you can. I get it. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't want to see that place.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see those guys again, those kids. I'm going to call them kids too. But that's no excuse.
None.
Or being kids or whatever. That's just so, it's gross. And it's your family, man. It's, I get into Jack the Ripper and the Zodiac and stuff. I kind of get into those and I kind of get in that head space. But with something like this, I can't, man.
Mm-hmm. No, I can't. I can't either. I can't wrap my head around it. The brothers were charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of assault and battery with intent to kill. And they announced just 3 days, 3 days later after the killings, they announced Michael Bever would be charged as an adult. Remember, he was 16 at the time, but they are going to charge him as an adult. And they will do that, I guess, sometimes with the brutality and the barbaric fucking nature of this crime. Charge his fucking ass. A conviction of first-degree murder in Oklahoma carries a punishment of life imprisonment or the death penalty. However, the Tulsa County District Attorney said that Michael Bever would be exempt from the death sentence since he was under the age of 18. So he can just get life in prison. They can't sentence him to death.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, it's fine. Investigators looked into a shipment of boxes containing a total of 3,000 rounds of ammunition that was believed to be delivered on July 23rd, the day after, when they start the little road trip. They also began investigating social media accounts belonging to Robert Bever. On July 6, 2016, it was reported that Robert Bever had attempted suicide by trying to hang himself with a bedsheet.
It was poor effort.
Poor effort. Now you try harder, buddy.
Yeah, rather feeble attempt, buddy. Try again.
I know.
I wonder if the taxpayers of Oklahoma have to fit the bill for his transitioning. I wonder if they're going to like that.
Yeah.
Did you like that, folks? Good people in Oklahoma having to pay for this shit bag to get fucking his brown eye. Fuck this guy.
Oh man.
Keep getting fucked, buddy. That's my pleasure.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. I just don't hold him in high regard. I'm sorry, folks. 6-year-old and 5-year-old.
Yeah, kid, check the rhyme. 1 2 1 2. Broken Arrow is known as being safe. Yeah, cops don't play. No, they don't. Apparently, Tanya says, "I hope he's getting in the backside and then fed a chocolate frosted Twinkie on a daily, scumbag."
Yeah,
there we go. Don't hold back, guys.
Yeah, leave it.
Robert pled guilty to avoid it. He just got life. Yeah, they were arguing that it was unconstitutional. Robert's or Michael's defense, his attorneys was arguing that they couldn't take and charge him as an adult. It was unconstitutional. So but yeah, Robert, he he kid said with bangs like his, baby gets what baby wants. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Oh my
Lord.
God. You guys are great. You guys are great. This is so awesome. Oh man. So yeah, they're sitting behind bars where they need to be.
Yep.
Uh
Poor family, man. I wonder
it
what
is.
happened to the surviving siblings. I wonder what they're up to now. You know, the baby's still kind of young, but the sister, she should be
Yeah, this was
an
8
adult.
years ago. So she the Crystal would be about 2021. And then
I hope they're doing well.
yeah,
I'm
the
sure.
surviving the little baby, the 2-year-old, be about 10 years old.
She remembers all of that. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Oh man, the amount of therapy and work that's going to have to be done to,
Wow.
for Crystal to take and
That's
have a normal life. That's truly horrible. And you think you got it bad.
yeah.
Wow. Them, and that's what it says, and then to hear Daniel. Well, actually, Crystal, she was 13, so she's probably like 21, 22. Daniel was 12, and to hear that,
Yeah.
that is heartbreaking,
It is.
dude.
It's horrifying.
I mean, yes, the Sean Great 911 call was just kind of on your seat, suspenseful. This is, this one was, just truly heartbreaking to hear this little boy help. And knowing he's got to know in his mind, I could be next.
Yeah. He saw what was going on.
Exactly.
He ran for it, tried to hide. Man, poor little thing.
Just when you thought you had a bad childhood.
Yeah.
God.
Man.
Yeah. What a crazy, we're up for suggestions. If you guys know of, a true crime case, hey, we're always down for it. Shoot us a suggestion. You can shoot me a message. Whatever. We're open to it. Mainly, we like the unknown ones. Yes, the Idaho murders, the Idaho 4 that we talked about last week. Yes, that was national news. I'm pretty much guessing this one was as well, given the devastating impact. But yeah, we like to talk about some of these ones that aren't so widely known or often forgotten about.
Maybe unsolved, so we can speculate on suspects.
Yes, those are always good ones. The unsolved case, cold cases that if you know any, if you want to hear us ramble about them, let us know. Kelly said the fact that Michael tricked them into opening the door, saying the older brother was attacking him too. They opened the door to try and save him, to have him stab them. Yeah.
Disturbing.
It
so
dude,
bad.
It's just, it boggles the mind at that age, man, that they really, I mean, and again, as I mentioned earlier, some would say, "Oh, it was the media, that they were watching. They were infatuated with serial killers, so that's why."
You sure it wasn't the gangster rap?
I'm pretty sure it was, because he's about that.
Yeah, he's down for a set.
He's down for a set. Man, and I think that's ridiculous, because I know. I'm pretty sure our viewers now, myself and you, obviously, Mrs. Dreds, a lot of people I know are fascinated by true crime.
Always
have it. That's a big thing. Mine started back in, probably early 90s, late 80s, Unsolved Mysteries. I love that show.
No matter what, even when I was 10 years old, my dad was bringing home Jack the Ripper books and all that stuff.
Yeah.
there would never have been a time in my childhood that my brother could have came to me and goes, you know what, I'm thinking about killing the whole family, that I wouldn't look at him and went, dude, you're fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna
But
happen.
yet these parents turn a blind eye to the
Yeah.
fact that they're getting body armor and ammunition sent to their house.
Yeah. They actually planned the day of the murder for when they would get the ammunition, and then never even used it.
Never even used it. Yeah.
They went hands on. That's fucking, yeah. It's one of the worst ones I think I've ever seen, just because of I'm doing it just to do it.
Just to do it. Or just, for the
popular.
selfish reason to be popular, to be famous.
Why is that popular?
Yeah.
Even in the world that we live in with true crime and stuff, I consider it a popular person if you're a killer.
Right.
We will willfully make fun of.
Mm-hmm. Kelly said being fascinated by them and idolizing them are totally different. Those kids thought they were their heroes. And I agree. I'm intrigued in it. As I mentioned before the show, that I got into this because we have seen some of the little kid pictures of Gacy and Dahmer as a little kid. How did you go from that little innocent kid all the way to eating your neighbor 30 years later, 20 some years later? What happened? That's what brought me into it. Not because, man, I want to be just like Dahmer.
Yeah, no. It's trying
and I think, I got a wedgie, sorry. And I think that was one of their big ones, was Dahmer, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
It's ridiculous.
What a person to idolize.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
And that's the fascination of a true crime, though, is that these people are everywhere. Man, it could be your neighbor. You really don't know. As we see time and time again, these people, a lot of them they never showed even the first sign. These guys did.
Mm-hmm.
They show signs, but there's a lot like the serial killers and stuff. They got families, and nobody knows who these guys are.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it fascinating to me. Like anybody could be Jack the Ripper.
Anybody, your next door neighbor. And I think that's more terrifying than most horror movies out there now, knowing that you could be living next to a serial killer. You could be living next to somebody who is right on the cusp of, going the wrong way. We got just a couple minutes left. I want to thank everyone for joining in on the conversation, man. You guys have some great comments, some laughs, and that's what we like here, Bobby Two Trill. It's kind of a gloomy day. Does that affect your trillness?
Absolutely does.
It does?
Yeah, I'm totally unbetrillable on a day like this.
Oh, my God. You're about as trill as Robert.
I hope that I can get there one day.
I
can't never have bangs. So
yeah, I know you're losing your hair there.
Yeah. I got to take the straight razor to the old.
Can you imagine if I did bangs with my dreads?
Yeah,
and just had like 4 little dreads come down here.
It would be pretty funny.
That'd be funny. That'd be very unbetrillable.
You might turn that dude on though if he ever sees a picture of
it. I'm damn sure not going to look like Shelley Duvall. I can tell you that. This is the first show. I'm off the next 2 days. This is the first show of 4 shows I'm doing in 3 days. I got the morning show, Mornings with the Dread tomorrow, and then Wednesday it's a 1-2 punch. I'm gonna have Britt Sellers. She's a female filmmaker.
Nice.
And making a lot of zombie type films, a lot of gory stuff. Going to be talking to her Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central or Eastern, I believe is the time we set up. And then the Maiden Voyage, the premiere of the Indie Horror Junkie podcast, myself and rotting Rick D. I swear, Ricky D, because that's the name he came up with. I didn't even know he was going to come up with a name. Rick D, Mr. Rick Danfield, the owner, Danford, I should say, the owner of and the founder of the Indie Horror Junkie magazine. is going to be riding shotgun with me, diving into all things indie horror. Please go over to the Facebook page, the Indie Horror Junkie Podcast. Follow that to get all, because that's where the show is going to be taking place. And that'll be Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Woo! And I think that's it. So thank you, B2 Trill.
Hey, man, it's always fun.
Always fun. And again, if you guys have any suggestions, any cases you like us to talk about or just take a look at, man, we love watching this kind of stuff, looking into it. Please be sure to hit me up, messenger wise, or however you can email me, nightlivingdreads@gmail. With that, I bid you all a happy Monday.